Ba 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 ba! Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and today I'm joined by Vector because uh uh we may still get dark, but just not quite yet. He's a little delayed. Uh, so today we're going to be discussing Novgorod. They have special content. We also uh we'll have to double back afterwards and discuss the UI for trade because uh I am very eager to see how that specifically works because I may or may not have literally just released a video where I whinge about EU4's trading system for like 20 minutes, and in said
Ignore it
video,
unless you ignore it unless you somehow get off on Joffrey complaining for 21 minutes and 30 seconds.
everyone does except for you, Vector. Goodness knows how Vector's managed
I,
to ground so long.
I am the one-eyed man in the blind man country. I alone am the sane one. In
Are,
heaven and earth, I alone am the sane one.
are you are you the sane one because you're Vector, or are you Vector because you're the sane one?
Yes.
And with that, we're going to begin discussing Novgorod's unique content in EU5. um, which, to begin with, I know there's been a bit of memeing about it already. The fact that Novgorod has received a name change. They're now the Sovereign Lord Republic of Veliki Novgorod. And who could ask for a more glorious name than that? Oh, my sidebar hasn't quite finished loading up the actual stream chat, so I am not able to respond to anything anyone said yet. So I'm just going to continue to pretend you don't exist. Oh, there it is. Hello, Eric, Evie, Blank, and Hot Pocket. I'm ignoring the sweet. There's no Finn. Ignore the Finn in the chat. His head shines so bright and glorious. Well, thank you, my good friend. Yes. The land of the blind, the one-eyed man is a freak. Too true, too true. But here we have, yes, there's a little bit of text. Is this, where is this text? Is this their, I assume this is like you click on them. I don't think they're exactly specifying where this text comes from, but I imagine this is your like you click on them or you load up the game and it gives you a starting event, or because in EU4, for example, you have the whole start up the game and it gives you a bunch of information on a screen, and some countries have starting lore, some might call it real life lore even. Uh, so yes, they dump on you stuff like yes, originally founded by Slav and Norse people as Holmgard, the new city. Oh, it was called the new Novgorod means new city. Oh, that's interesting. I guess I never thought about it, but I know that Gorod means city. I just never considered the fact that Nov might be new. But that's interesting. In recent decades, the war with Sweden has been almost constant. Nowadays, halted by after the creation of the buffer state of Oreshek. Meanwhile, to the south, Muscovy has become a dominant power with the backing of the Golden Horde. The proud inhabitants of Novgorod may have to face difficult decisions at these crossroads. Love the PNG looking flag. Yes, I also agree. It is probably animated. They they have been having animated flags in Victoria, so I imagine that's the trend going forward. I remind you of Eggman? Well, glorious, honestly. I feel honored to be compared to such a wonderful fellow bald man, indeed. Ivan Rurikovich is the current ruler, and there's your title flavorization. The I love to mess with this. Um, they call the Sovereign Lord. Oh wait, no. Oh no, wait, that's not the actual character. He's the Grand Prince of the Sovereign Lord Republic. He is not referred to as the Sovereign Lord. As funny as that would be. I have something planned. I have a location in the mod that I'm gonna be making that uses Sovereign Lord as a title, so that's handy that this isn't actually using that. Bald man. Oh God, what's the acronym though, Vector? That's the question.
Give me a few years. I'll think of something.
A few years. Oh God. This is a very important dev diary because you can see Finland in a few images. Oh, that's fair. I mean, I thought that was a detractor, but you know, maybe it's beneficial to some people.
Well, thank God. What we can see of Finland is that it's ruled by the Swedes as it should be.
I think that does help. Mind you, the fact that there are more Swedes in Finland than there are Finns does help, but hopefully it stays that way. Uh, Evidently, they don't think highly of Ivan if he's below 50 in all three stats. That is a fair point. 26 diplomacy is um not good, shall we say? We don't know exactly how these numbers translate to everything. We a long time ago we saw how some of these translate to certain things, specifically martial stats. We saw how your military skill adds up, but I don't think we've seen much about the other stats. So he'll at least be okay as a commander. You missed the game start country lore trauma dumps.
That would fire on game start.
the, the,
You are Byzantium. Life has sucked the past few centuries. You're about to die. Get fucked.
well, do you think it'll be a little different this time because things are only
Well, this time it'll be you are Byzantium. The past century and a half have been rough. Since 1204.
mm,
Sacking of Constantinople, Latin Empire shit.
yeah.
Things are tough right now. They're about to get much, much worse. So get ready. Buckle your britches.
They need to just have at the bottom it says but things will get only worse from here.
I mean, they've already said that they're going to have some sort of country-specific content crisis, what have you, for when Andronicus III dies. So that'll be fun.
I wonder how, if any way, the game is going to warn you that the Black Death is going to happen. Because there's no like immersive way to be like, oh, by the way, half of Europe is going to die in a second. But
You'll get a pop-up whenever it starts spreading, and it'll just
yeah.
the only option you will have will be fuck this shit, I'm out.
Well, they did say that you're going to have quite a few options of things to do that will have minimal effect, but you can go super draconian like Milan did historically, I imagine. Start blaming various people, that sort of thing. Today with a different oh, they've tilted the camera to show us a funny tilted slant at Veliki Novgorod. Um, Funnily enough, this is the first time we've seen a map of this region without countries colored in with their overlord colors. So you actually can see what the standard colors of all of these countries are, which is interesting. There's a lot of variation when it's not all just shades of gold. Yes, Vector now in the chat. You're discussing yes. When we get to Ching, we get to not Ching,
Ming,
Ming,
Yuan.
Yuan. It's Yuan this time. Yeah.
Yuan, the incoming Mao dynasty.
When we get to yes, Mao Dynasty China incoming. Um, that's day one. Day one. But yeah, I'm sure in time we will get to the Yuan unique content where they explain in detail how the 50 million Chinese people will die. Least bloody Chinese Civil War. Quadrillion people. Uh, Pharmacy hours by 5 minutes. Oh no. Stubbs toe 100 million die. Well, that's just anyone in medieval Europe. And anyone in the medieval world just kind of dies instantly. But starting situation of Novgorod, what is this? Is this Novgorod doesn't have all these people as vassals. What? I'm confused. This is their international organization. Pskov and Oreshek, the first two shown in this subject list, are vassals, and the other subject are pop-based tributaries. Huh? So they have
I'm not
subjugated.
sure what they mean by pop-based tributaries. Is it like proportional based on the number of pops you have?
I think what they're saying is that the ones shown here are not countries that you'll see on the map. Like the rest, the other subjects. Yeah, I think that all the rest of the subjects are people you can't actually see because they're all tributaries of Novgorod, but they're societies of pops.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Bottom right corner, Yako. Yako is playing Among Us. He did say he was going to do that.
Insert Vine boom.
It's Muscovy's vassals, but this we're not talking about Muscovy though. But yeah, that's the weird thing because this is showing it them in an internet. Oh, this is because they're currently ruled by that they're currently
Yeah, this
ruled
is
by
this is
Ivan.
the partial union because technically speaking, the ruler of Novgorod is the same as the ruler of Muscovy and
Hmm.
probably a few others, I think.
So because because I think all of these are other PUs of Muscovy, like of Ivan. So because Ivan has all of these as PUs, and he also is the Grand Prince of Veliki Novgorod, that means that all of these countries are in some sort of international organization. I guess I don't quite understand how this adds up. I get maybe this is just the diplomacy map, and it shows all of these people as green because they're either or well, yeah, because these is a slightly different color. So this is like the PU color, I guess, and this is vassal, and you can't see the rest of these vassals because they're all societies of pops that just kind of exist in Novgorod's territory. Yeah, and yes, I do hope that that there is an achievement for Mao Dynasty China. If there is not, I will be very sad because that is like that is such a great run idea, dude. I wanna see Mao all over Asia. The other tributaries. We need some work to make them visible on the screen. Besides that, Muscovy and the other countries with similar colors share a PU with Novgorod through their ruler Ivan the First. Yes, yes. But yeah, it's interesting that they yeah, I guess the idea is that it would be nice to, in the diplomacy map mode, see societies of pops that you have, but that could get really trippy if they start overlaying with each other and other people, and it could get really confusing. Did Jocko stop playing Among Us? I don't know. Maybe he's playing something else now. Dude, he's been real busy with realms right now, like lately. It's okay. He deserves to play Mogus. We keep bothering him whenever he's playing something else, so he deserves it. Let's take a look at Novgorod itself. The first thing is the country's government type, which is a republic. As per that, and Novgorod's main culture belonging to the Russian culture group, two different things get unlocked. The first is a major government reform. Okay, yeah, major one. In which is the Veche Republic. Yes. This is their unique government for EU4 as well. No major modifiers impacting this. No modifiers impacting this. Why does it say that? But there are modifiers here. I don't know. I don't know, but in any case, this is what it does. So the Vecher Republic makes efficiency of cabinet 15% sounds pretty useful, but it also it makes all three of the main three estates more powerful and more satisfied, which is an
In a
interesting feature.
republic, you cannot rule as an autocrat. Who would have thought?
Well, I mean that doesn't feel like what it's meaning here because this it doesn't have any sort of crown power. It's just a efficient. The cabinet's more effective,
Well, it
and all of the
proportionally
estates.
increases the power of all the estates. So, as a trade off, then the crown is less powerful
Hmm.
because if you upset the estates, the negative consequences will be more severe.
I see. I misunderstood what you initially said then. Yeah. Oh wait. Cost to remove 20 stability. What? No, that is cheap. Only 20 stability to just stop being a Vichy Republic? I mean, it's not exactly easy to take this loss of 20 stab, but that's something very manageable. You'd hate to play as Belugero in any timeline. Yeah. I anyone who says that they want to play Belugero at any point in time is probably only saying so because of its delightful purple color.
And because of the new name,
It is a funny name and the color.
Below
Both.
Zero, you conquer the entire world and make it all into a Arctic empire.
I love Eric coming in with the steel chair being like, Belugero was only implemented 4 years ago. Easy to remove. It's true. It is one of the more relatively recent additions to the map. Just smack it, no one will remember it was ever there to begin with. You think it's a coincidence that the name rhymes with below zero? Probably not. No, it can't be. Actually, I mean, it probably is a coincidence, but it is very funny. Think he meant the Vichy Republic. Oh, I get. Maybe he did mean the Vichy Republic. Yeah. Because it does say that it was only implemented major reform implemented 1333. What? Ah, yes, Novgorod famously only became a republic just just before game start. Okay, whatever. Moving along. So the second you get an advance in the Age of Tradition, so this is a game start, like you research this right away, or you already, presumably you already have it, honestly. Looks at Veche selection succession law. The Veche is a popular assembly with its origins in the ancient tribal meetings long before the time of the Rus. It is the highest judicial and legislative authority of the state. I wonder what. Oh, there, we're gonna get it. Okay, they explained Veche's selection. This in turn unlocks the Vich selection succession law, which allows your country to select the ruler among neighboring countries. Oh, so that's what allows them to then. This is one of the things that specifically allows them to choose. Hmm. It is a it is a law of a republic in which the ruler is chosen among one or more candidates by a popular assembly or Vici. They can only be men. A new prince is invited, not pre-selected. -1. Huh. I'm not sure exactly what this modifier is referring to, but I guess that the point is that it's people are more valued as candidates if they're not from your country. Maybe you vote for the Khan of the Golden Horde. Yeah, I suspect that will be a thing you can do. As funny as that sounds.
Direct rule from Kublai Khan.
I mean, couldn't you also uh, elect the King of Sweden?
Yeah, theoretically.
We just don't feel like fighting Sweden right now. Let's just elect their king to be our grand prince so that he can't attack us. Honestly, I think that's pretty powerful. The ability for anyone who's trying to just chill, the ability to elect a neighboring ruler and as a result get a defensive alliance with them by having that character ruling your country sounds really handy. Snake to Austria and get a Habsburg. Oh no. No. Well, then it's over. Then it's over. They're not leaving. Once you get a Habsburg on the Republic as the Grand Prince, he's not leaving. You might have noticed that estates are important and powerful in the governance of Novgorod. Yes, because they all get extra happiness and extra authority, which is handy. I think I'd take that. I'd take that. The extra, them being more influential but more happy. At least by EU4 standards, I usually like that. This is also reflected in the unique privilege it starts with. It's unique estate privilege for the nobles. Okay, the nobles start with Wow, three unique privileges for the nobility. Woo! Okay. Um, wow. Okay, the nobles are extremely powerful. Never mind, because okay, well, monthly progress towards centralization isn't bad, but like the 2% happiness at the cost of 20% power for the estate, and then minus 5% max tax on the nobles. Woo! Woo! Privilege gets a ton of power. Same was true for Florence. Yeah, yeah, it can't be. It can't be because look at the one at the bottom of the screen right now. Look at this, dude, dude line. Yeah. Because that's another 50% in a second. So, yeah, I highly doubt that it's just that Novgorod starts with 100 with like just a max amount. Who is throwing? Who is throwing all the emotes in chat? I swear. But yeah, um, there has to be a different scale than 100%. Yes, of course. Dude line is very innocent, as always. As always, yes, always innocent. Dude line is innocent of everything. The Riyadh, which gives you efficiency of the cabinet. I do like these stacking bonuses of efficiency of the cabinet. However, EU5 is typically a game where you do not stack bonuses. So I'm curious how much you would be if this is a situation where Novgorod is a country that actually is going to be able to stack a bunch of efficiency of cabinet. Because if that's possible, because with all the this is a total of like 20. Yeah, that's a total of 20% at game start bonus to their efficiency of cabinet. So this means that perhaps if there is a national value, I don't know what it would be, but perhaps there's a societal value that increases the efficiency even more. At which point you could focus that down and maybe get techs that increase efficiency if you really want to focus on that. But yeah, this is another. Yeah, okay, okay. Dude, this is 120% extra power for the noble estate. So yeah, I don't think we're working on a 0 to 100% scale anymore like EU4 does. I think it's probably a little different. They might not have a cap at all, which is kind of scary to think about. But and finally, the Tizyansky, Tizyats, Tizyatsky office. The Tizyatsky office gives just another little bit of happiness. The I mean, I guess the nobles will probably be happy at least in Novgorod, even though they'll be. Okay, Nemkov, stop launching Mass Effect. You're supposed to be done that so Dark can join. But yeah, this gives you monthly army tradition, which sounds quite handy as well. I can imagine that being pretty useful. Might be an equilibrium based on various factors, and this power increases the equilibrium. That's true. This game does have a lot of equilibriums. However, I one thing I'm curious about, because we've never gotten specific information on it, I'm curious whether the monthly progress towards societal values is an equilibrium thing, or whether it's just as soon as you have any sort of bonus in a certain direction, it will just take you all the way to the end, you know? Does having the Kormeni system mean that eventually, if you don't have anything pulling you in the opposite direction, you eventually will reach maximum centralization? And oh, they do have one for the burgers, which gives them 25% power. Oh my God, a penalty to crown power. Vector, you were you're talking about how it makes the crown less powerful. Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
I think crown power affects there's something crown power has some sort of effect on your minister's actions, but I don't remember what. Maybe it's just specific actions you can take with the ministers. I don't remember. But crown power is very important for something. I just can't remember. All right. But Republican tradition is news to me because I don't think they've ever mentioned the words Republican tradition before in reference to EU5. So, though we do know that monarchies have legitimacy still, so I guess this confirms that there is still the case of Republican tradition versus legitimacy, and I suppose devotion will probably be making a return for the relevant countries. Though I guess this makes me wonder how do banking countries have legitimacy? Do you need to keep up your legitimate rule of the Medici banking family? Because it ain't Republican tradition.
Sorry, profits have been down last quarter. We're going to have to replace you as the bank director, Uncle Steve.
No, no. Actually, I could totally see that being a thing where you get low whatever the equivalent to legitimacy is, and then you get deposed in favor of some other member of your family. What happens if you like? What happens if your family dies out as the Medici Bank? You're playing the Medici, and then you just sorry, everyone died or have been married off.
It's now the bumfuck nowhere bank.
I yeah.
Whoever inherits it.
That's the question though. Does it like go does it go to suddenly it's the so this other family that rules it, or does it just disappear? Because then couldn't you have a situation where the Habsburgs like take over the Medici Bank and it's run by Habsburgs? This is too crazy. I need to chill. I need to chill. At least a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All the emotes. I think there's a way I can add emotes to my YouTube channel, but I haven't looked into that. I should do that sometime. They've got some unique policies, but they'll only show us the first one. They have a unique legal code law, which gives you serfdom, of course, they get a unique thing that gives them extra serfdom. The estates are more happy by 2.5%, and the nobles are just even more happy. So I guess the nobles in Novgorod are just really powerful and really happy, but best be careful not to upset that balance because they may be by default very satisfied with their status. But if you rock the boat too much, then they will be able to tear you down, probably very easily. Oh, it's the legal code of the Kievan Rus. I see. So theoretically, a lot of the Rus cultures will have this. 679 days to implement is pretty meaningless for a game of this scale. Oh, takes yeah to fully implement. Well, I think. I mean, I would not say that that is meaningless. I think that it's just a way that they. But yeah, it is a very, very, very large time scale. But the reason that it takes this time is because, as they say, fully implement. I'm pretty sure they've mentioned before that when you implement a law, it's modify like the modifiers from it only slowly start to reach max. So you implement the law and then it starts at zero and then starts to pick up the modifiers from it until it eventually reaches max. So that when it says it takes this long to fully implement, that's not it telling us, oh, you've passed this law. Now it's going to take like Victoria 3. It's not like Victoria. God damn, I hate Victoria 3. God damn, I hate that game. Because now I'm just thinking about how awesome this sort of thing would be if it was in Victoria 3. Because the point here is, yeah, you passed the law, and now it needs to spread to the rest of the country and actually take effect. And then you have Victoria 3 where you take time debate you take like a year debating a single law, and then once that law is passed, the entire country is just boom, we've just got the thing. The thing's just active now everywhere. Yeah. Hello, Astro Rock, and delayed implementation, no click button, get modifiers. But I like click button, get modifiers. I want to just grab all those things. Played Victoria 3 for 1 hour and never touched it again. You are spared and blessed. Unfortunately for me, I'm trying to make a mega campaign actually finish, which means that once EU4 is done, we're gonna have to play Victoria 3, and that's gonna be rough. Why is it N Varus? Huh? Who? Where? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm confused. Moving along to the second policy, they have a unique law for their administration system. Cat. Cat. Huh? I don't understand what you're saying. Cat. Huh? But I'm getting hung up. Need to move us along to yes. They have a unique administrative system law which gives them monthly prosperity, which is nice, and monthly tiny bit of monthly development. Really don't know how this stacks up. It's really hard to understand these modifiers. Um, well, they're going to give me a stroke. Astro Rock is going to make me collapse in a second. Good thing I live in Canada, so that though I'd get taken care of for free if I did need to go to the hospital for a stroke. Uh, the but there's no way that we know how good this little like point 0.001 development actually is. There is no scale. I mean, based on CK3 standards, that's useless. But we got I don't the prosperity sounds nice. That's every month you have a full 1% of prosperity, which I think is on a 0 to 100 scale if I remember correctly. So that's good. Oh, the cat hopped on the keyboard. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
That was your great mistake, having a keyboard within 5 miles of a cat.
Yes.
If a keyboard is around, they shall nap on it.
Though I don't think Dark's cat does that. I think Dark's cat just kind of like goes up to his leg and meows at him for food.
Yeah, for mine it depends. She'll very rarely come and half lay on my keyboard, but it's very, very rare. Most of the time it's barking up against the leg, meowing because she wants me to throw little toys for her to chase after.
Novgorod also has some unique works of art. So they start with some works of art. Okay. There's a lot of people that seemingly start with works of art, and that's curious, which helps with your cultural defense theoretically. The Cathedral of Holy Wisdom in Novgorod. So they have a work of art that type monument. Oh, so it's a type of work of art that is like the cathedral is the work of art. I think we saw another example of that in Florence, where they had a work of art that was their cathedral. Type of art, work of art that's unique to Orthodox and Miaphysite countries. The icon. So icons are really beautiful. Oh, there's you get their little panel of artwork. We get this. I actually like this. I like this right here. This little piece of UI we can see. This A and Z with the circle, like that's interrupted between them. That's a pretty nice symbol. I like for being able to click and sort by alphabetical. It's very clear, unlike a lot of games. Hope there's an achievement for Britain hoarding other people's art. I mean, there has to be, right? There's got to be. There's probably one that they would make specifically for having a bunch of Egyptian art, right? That's a stereotype. The most stereotypical art to like when you think of British like museums is Egyptian art. So much so that I read a book series as a kid that was based entirely on that premise. It was some like it's one of those like because there was a ton of Rick Riordan, uh, Percy Jackson like style books that came out because
Yeah,
of his success.
I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah, because he has a series based off the Egyptian gods as well.
Oh, that was actually him. I forgot who made it, but I've read a
Yeah.
couple that were
He
also made by
has
people who were
God
imitating his
series,
style.
his Roman God series, which is just a continuation of the Greek one, really. He's got his Norse one, and then he's got his Egypt one. He might have more, but those are the four I know of.
He did the Norse one too.
Yeah,
I thought the Norse one was
something,
dog water,
something
but
with Asgard. I can't remember.
mm, the one that just takes place in North Dakota. I thought that one was terrible. I forgot that he made that one too. Kane Chronicles. I don't remember that one. Britain literally crowbarred carved stone slabs off a wall in Babylon to take them home. That's such a meme. It is a very stereotypical thing when you think it's just Britain. Oh, so speaking of the Orthodoxy, there's some Orthodox related stuff that I'm just gonna tease. Oh, don't tease us with it! We'll take a look in greater detail about it in future Tinto talks. Like this law available to all Orthodox countries, determining the role of the role of the patriarchate. Hmm. Patriarchates. The concept that you will either love or hate as an Orthodox country.
Can we establish a matriarchate though?
The
So
matriarchate.
is this the point in history where all of the patriarchs are just chosen by the ecumenical patriarch in Constantinople?
I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me though, because I don't think there's any other patriarchates that are in good functioning order. I think everyone's been slapped around right now.
Oh, really? You have like the Caucasians and the Russians. That's about it
Yeah.
outside of Greece.
Mm-hmm. The Caucasians are doing fine. And you
The Greeks aren't doing fine,
know.
and the Russians aren't doing fine either. They have a couple of Mongol troubles.
Damn, I can't believe I'm thinking about it and realizing that the Caucasus is probably the most functioning Orthodox region at the moment. Though there might
Actually, I don't think they are. Didn't they also get just bodied by the Mongols?
I don't think so. Oh, maybe.
I'm fairly sure they did.
Actually. No, I think I don't think they went there. I think they went like south of the Caspian Sea on the east
Nothing a
side.
quick Google search can't fix.
I don't know, mountains bad for a horse.
Mongol invasions of Georgia. The Mongol conquest of Georgia proper. The third and final invasion of the Caucasus took place in 1236.
So they did win eventually.
Almost all the territories of the Georgian kingdom were conquered.
I guess mountain bad for horse, but not bad enough to stop them. And then aim is saying goggle because you Googled it. Move to talk about the unique advances that are available to Novgorod. This is an advance. You research the tech of birch bark manuscript because you write stuff on birch
Some of
bark.
these might already start researched.
I guess, yeah. You have basically everything in the Age of Traditions is the idea. Like feudal realms basically all already have the Age of Traditions finished, including their unique stuff, especially their unique stuff, because that's the equivalent of your starting game cultural or national traditions. Mongols had Skyrim horses. That is the only explanation. I don't know how else you'd get into Georgia. You need to just ascend. Max literacy by 2.5%. What a wonderful little tiny bonus that I'm sure that you will feel. I'm sure that this bonus will be noticed.
2% literacy? That's pretty valuable.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll have to see how that stacks up compared to what your max literacy is without that.
Especially because that just says max literacy, not max noble literacy.
Oh, that's true. This is for everyone. Hmm. All the reading. It is. You can do all the reading. Everyone does all the reading 2.5% more often. So even though you have the big serfdom, you have just a little bit of extra literacy even among the peasants. Dark, if you haven't seen it, they've got unique stuff that just gives them extra feudalism.
I did see. I did see.
Good, good,
I've read that.
good, 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 good. Novgorod First Chronicle, which gives cultural tradition, which is the defense. That's cultural defense, which I don't know how that's useful. I don't know why you care about cultural tradition. That's the big thing. Because it's cultural defense as opposed to cultural offense, but I don't know how that because why do you care if lands you don't how often are you going to have your culture in someone else's country? Like, I mean, sure, like people migrate, but like, do you care if like some of your people migrate across the border into Spain as you're playing France and they start to assimilate into Spanish culture? Do you care? Why do you care? Because you should, no reasons. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just, I guess we'll have to see. Oh boy. Funding Ush the Ushkuinks.
Come on, Joffrey. You have
Ushkuinks.
Ukrainian heritage. You shouldn't have trouble pronouncing Slavic names.
Funding the Ushkuinks. I don't know, man.
Alright, so he... Alright, you're shaming your ancestors, Joffrey. That's all I have to say.
Yes. This is true. Unfortunately, my grandfather had a falling out with the church, and as a result, he didn't want to teach me the language. So sad. Privateering. So, Age of Renaissance, this is one you can research. This is going to be one that you will be able to research, but you don't start with, and it allows you to get privateers. I wonder how often it is that people have access to privateers, and how often you need to like go out of your way to get them. Because this is a unique thing that allows them to have privateers. But so like basically because I think this is mainly from Moscow. Yeah, so this is probably basically every Rus culture will be able to research this, which is curious because yeah, I wonder how often it is that there is cultures that have no way to get privateers unless you maybe decide to focus something. Like you focus military or maybe you focus Diplo. Probably Diplo. I don't know actually though. The point is you take a certain focus for your traditions in an age and then it will unlock a tech that gives them to you maybe. But I don't know. Northern Centers of Art. So this is another unique one that is for artists. Yeah. And making works of art is both good for cultural defense and offense. And prestige. It does a lot of various little things that is helpful. But yeah, I like the artist salary goes down. I like that that's a modifier. That's funny. An artist monthly start chance. Monthly start chance. So the chance every month that an artist will start making a work? Maybe? That's probably what it is. Damn, there's a lot of unique ones they're showing off. Reforms of the Pozadnichestvo.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce some of these things.
And it unlocks the Pozadnichestvo office. The Pozadnich is the highest administrative position in our towns and cities. The Pozadnich is a more significant position than just the one of a mayor. As the city grows, so do the responsibility to influence a number of Pozadnich. And this gives you progress towards decentralization. Oh, great. So you start with an estate privilege that gives you centralization, but then you can get this government reform that's unique to you that gives you decentralization progress. so that we would exactly counter each other out. But a set cabinet member cost is curious because the fact that this is different than replace cabinet member cost is that's interesting to me because that implies that perhaps it is more expensive to replace a cabinet member than it is to just set one when there's an open slot because someone dies or you unlock a new one, perhaps. And finally, let's take a look at some unique events that Novgorod may get. The first appears early in the campaign after an event that triggers to Sweden. So Sweden does something and you get to react to it. It's Veliki Novgorod's reaction. Swedish have come with a questionable demand. They want to hold a theological debate? Huh. To determine which one of our confessions is right. The loser country having to convert to the other. What? Oh, that's great. So they, they want so Sweden and Novgorod are theoretically going to have a debate, and again, theoretically, whoever is agreed to have a lost the debate. Oh, we'll have to convert. That's funny. Training costs time and money. I'm not sure that the ministers are someone that you're doing training for necessarily. But yes, Eric, you get the forward to Byzantium. That's really funny. Perhaps the paper is showing that that's the canonical one. That's actually what happened in history. That they just said, please just go talk to Byzantium. We don't know, man. Hmm. This demand is creating heated debates amongst our patriarchs with a diversity of opinions on how to respond to them. So, yeah, they're not explaining. Why can't they just explain what the results of this are? I want to know what happens. I want to know if there's is there a dice roll to see who wins the debate, and if they win the debate, does the loser have to then get a choice of do we convert, do we or not? Oh. Uh, the Karelian Rebellion. Yes, Byzantium becoming Catholic sounds really funny. In your head, you're calling it Novgorod. Well, no, no, Novgorod. I mean that's basically how I'm saying it too. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But the Karelian Rebellion of 1338. So right at games, this is almost immediate. Lands of Karelia became a battlefield between Sweden and Veliki Novgorod after the former got a foothold on Vyborg and fortified it, and started projecting their influence in the region, which collided with the Novgorodian outposts over the river Neva. This led to war, which was concluded by the Treaty of Noteborg in 1323. However, in recent times, the Karelians have apparently been encouraged by King Magnus to rise against us and weaken our country. The horsemen took your lands, drove you into the frozen Arctic woodland to scratch a living off rocks. Troublesome times are ahead, and let them unite with their people. What? What does let them unite with their people do? You just
I'm assuming that lets them secede because we can see that there's an independent little state in Karelia at the map at the top. So I'm assuming this cedes the lands that are Karelian majority to it or something like that.
I
That
don't.
or the state flips to Sweden.
This is not a. I don't think that's a Karelian country. It's probably ruled by Novgorod people, because it's a buffer state. I highly doubt they've actually given authority there to the local Karelians. But I Yeah, I don't see any independent Karelian states, but I'm curious what, yeah, because it wouldn't be that you'd give that land to Sweden, because Sweden doesn't border that. The Karelian lands are all just empty there. So,
I don't know.
don't
No
know.
point in speculating, man.
Well, how very dare you say there's no point in speculating? Harumph indeed. Oh my goodness. And here comes AIM. Yes, the Finn is back. Yes, very good. Karelian is very good. Yes, yes. The Cathedral of Saint Sophia. You get an event to expand the Cathedral of Saint Sophia, so you get another work of art, and the patriarchs gain estate satisfaction. That's good. That's good. And Sovet Gospod. Yeah, that's after 1400. The Lords of Novgorod are increasingly becoming the decision-making body of the Republic, creating an institution where the political debates take place. The Sovet Gospod, Council of Lords, unlike the Vichy system, the Sovet Gospod is set to give more power to the Pozadniks, and tis Tizyatsk, the Tizyatsk.
TLDR, this method of government gives more power to the nobility and screws over the burghers and the clergy.
Yes. So you
The
get
burghers and the commoners, rather.
so you get the Council of Lords shall govern our country as an option, which removes the Vichy Republic government and turns you into a Soviet Gospod. Huh. Which makes the boyars even more happy, but everyone else is unhappy. That doesn't sound very useful because you already because the Vichy Republic makes everyone have more authority and everyone be more happy. But I guess maybe this system is just maybe this doesn't give everyone extra authority and instead just makes the boyars happy. I don't know. Well, hello, Nemcraft. It's a rare sight to see you here. But yes, there's a few flavor dev diaries that they're doing now because they've run out of maps to show us. So instead, they're showing us flavor. Yes. That will unlock a unique government form. Yes. Okay. So, oh, never mind. Never mind. This makes the nobles really happy and really powerful. Stability decay is a good bonus to have, though, and the efficiency of the cabinet it goes even higher. I don't know. This might actually be a good thing. I think this is actually kind of better than than the Vichy Republic. Being ruled by a council of lords. Though the thing that this means is that you would no longer have the ability to elect foreign rulers. Just finished the Mass Effect 3, so you've got time. Yes, it is the oligarchy. Yes. The Novgorod eventually becomes an oligarchy, seemingly, as the other estates lose their power. So sad, because the peasants actually have authority at the game start. Much more content will be available to Novgorod, but that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed today's Tinto Flavor. And next week is Mali. Yes. Yes. My first playthrough, by the way. I'm 100% playing Mali first. So, yeah. I've got to lock it in. Yep. First the next Friday they're going to be telling us all the juicy details about Glorious Mali's unique content, which should be very nice. I'm curious what what sorts of unique governments they've got. Probably something to do with the Musa family being I don't know actually, now that I think about it.
Well, Mansa Musa is basically on his deathbed. He's still alive, but canonically,
I said
IRL, he
canonically
died
too.
this year, in the start year, I believe. So, and then after that, his immediate successor was perfectly fine, but then the one after, kind of a caretaker, but he cleaned up the finances after Mansa Musa kind of was spent crazy. And then after him is when it starts going downhill they start civil wars over the throne and load other shit. So
I would not be surprised if you have a negative government form at game start that you need to resolve because or you at game start are like at the last. Part of why I'm so excited to see Molly is because, as you're saying, you were in the last moments. You have single digit years to fix things. So you need to fix things proper quick, otherwise your country is going to fall into an inevitable decline forever and always, and never come back from it. So, that's probably going to make them interesting to play because you instead of having the disaster being something that's already been going on for a long time like in EU4, it's a situation where you're at the height of the very apex of your power just before the fall. And then Joffrey died. No more bald man. Oh,
Good.
R.I.P.
The future we've all wanted.
I just inhaled some spit there as I was yapping, so that's great. We can't really know when he dies. Yeah. But yeah, that's the point. Since we don't really know exactly when, I'm pretty sure that the idea. No, actually, I don't remember if they said anything specific. It may well have just been me yapping with various people where I've got the idea stuck in my head that he is going to die proper quick after game start. The great bald one is dead. Long live Joffrey. God damn it. Well then, shall we move along to discussing the trade UI? We've got a shorter, I believe shorter. I haven't looked through it all, but now we've got one that was on Wednesday, which was them explaining the trade user interface, which is something I am very curious about because I may or may not have just released a YouTube video where I complained about EU4's trade system for a whole 20 minutes. So
make sure you watch it after this stream.
Oh, make sure to watch that after this stream. Like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Comment. Yeah. Join the Discord server. Polish my head. Do all of that. Smash the like button. Yeah. No. There can only be one bald Canadian streamer. This is Northern Lion just walks in through my door and then drags me off to dark places unknown. Yeah. Alright. So they're explaining that they keep changing the UI, but the end goal of them changing the UI is that they want it to give you as much information as possible at a glance, and I am not sure whether or not that's being done yet. What am I looking at here? So, markets balance trading. At the top of the screen, you can see the balance tab for all of your fund sliders, and the trade tab where all of your trades are shown. So trading all of your trades. First, let's explain the keywords you see here. Balance markets trading. Create market. There's a lot of things you can sort it by as well. Alright, so the keywords. Most of these are... half of these are familiar words. Would rather smash streamer than button. Oh god. Oh god.
Just do both.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Red
Just
number bad, green number good. Yes, Nem, it's
Okay.
true. Presumably.
What you guys need to understand
Hmm?
is that you're more likely to smash Joffrey
What?
if you tier 3 subscribe.
What? No, I did not
I'm not
say
saying
that.
it's gonna happen.
Nope.
I'm not saying it's
Nope.
gonna happen. I'm saying it's more likely
That
to
is
happen.
fake news. He is trying to manipulate you. Do not listen to this man. Make sure to buy Nitro
I
on
only
Discord.
I only give the truth.
Boost my server. Oh god. You can't read what trade efficiency is worth on that brown background? Yeah, that is pretty hard to see actually. Production efficiency and trade efficiency. The color clash is pretty bad, which is funny because down here all of these have shading behind the numbers, which helps a lot. So I don't know why you don't have anything up here. But and yeah, I should probably if someone else if someone in this stream doesn't end up leaving a comment before I do, then I should probably leave a comment explaining that that's hard to read. But trade efficiency, yeah, modifies how much gold you get from trading by directly impacting the price you sell goods in. So impacting the price you sell goods in the target market. A negative will decrease the profit and could even make trades unprofitable if the margins are low enough. Where's your trade efficiency? This country, whatever this country is, has a bad trade efficiency. Is this specific to a market? So this is a target market, I think. Is this no, this is markets. So this is all global stuff. This is your yeah, these are your global modifiers. And yeah, they have a what does trade advantage do? Is that yeah? Trade advantage of countries in a market determines who will be able to get their exports fulfilled first. Oh, okay. It's the thing that decides who gets access to the limited supply first, yeah. If there is a limited amount of supply of goods in a market, they get distributed by the trade advantage going down. See, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. Whoever has the highest initiative goes first. Everything in EU5 can
It's
be
like
broken down into initiatives.
It's more like Vic 2, where whoever has the highest great power ranking gets access to the global market first.
But that's boring. No one cares. That game is old and creaky.
No.
It's got
Nope.
arthritis in every bone in its body.
Yeah, yeah. No one cares about you.
Well, I think some people care about me. Yeah. I think I actually have
Keep
the most
deluding
trade
yourself,
advantage as well. I think I would get access to all the goods first. Production efficiency impacts the output of buildings. A positive production efficiency increases the profit, while a negative one makes it not worth keeping open. This is also a global modifier, though. Yeah. So, impacts the output of buildings. So, the worse your efficiency is, if you've got negative efficiency, then I guess that decreases how many goods you make? It impacts the output of buildings. It's really hard to know how much abstraction is being done. Presumably, the production efficiency it changes the amount of stuff you make, but that's also there's goods produced. Isn't that another thing in here? No, there was no goods produced thing in this screen. Nemcraft to get all the numbers. Need a way to easily explain how much money you're making or losing at a given moment. And yes, you care about me. See, Dark? Dude Line cares about me. Dude Line is innocent, always.
To be fair, this is the one that wants to smash you.
This is true. But, you know.
They only want you for your body.
Hey. That's not true. That's not. So, Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll move on from production efficiency. There's not enough information about it yet. But market attraction is a very important one because this impacts how likely it is that you're going to pull a given location towards your market instead of someone else's. So yes, as we play as Sweden here and currently don't have a market, it's not important. But if Sweden grows powerful enough to make its own market, then their market attraction is what will determine how effective they are at pulling other people towards their markets. Yes, yes. Trade maintenance. Trading is not free, as the ships, wagons, and caravans need to be maintained, and the merchants themselves need to be paid. Is that another thing in here? That is up here, yeah. Okay. Huh. I'm curious how all these modifiers actually affect things, though. Because yeah, this is it tells us what it does, that it's it costs money for trading, but I guess it's just another one of those things that determines whether it's profitable to make a trade or not. Hmm. So bad trade efficiency isn't as much of a problem if you have good trade maintenance. Great dev comment on the second page. I should check. Yeah, I imagine so. There was probably going to be quite a. This is probably um we haven't been looking at dev comments for a while, really, but because it keeps taking so long to get through these. But I imagine that there would be some pretty useful answers on this one. So why you want actual income numbers? Well, you'll get actual income numbers. This is just not the place to be looking for actual income numbers. There will definitely be a specific tab of your country screen the balance specifically where it would show the money you're making from trading, I imagine, and then you would have another page that shows you specifically your income overall, unless this is specifically your income overall and not specifically related to trades. But I won't instantly look at the second page of dev comments. I want to get through this first because otherwise it's going to be hard to keep pace. But yes, trade maintenance, market protection. Protectionism is a desire to keep trade within one's own country, and this is represented by one location modifier and one country modifier, which reduces a location's likelihood of belonging to foreign markets. So the more protection, it's something you can modify both on an individual and a nationwide, individual location and on a nationwide stuff. So that is useful because that means that you can it'll be handy for you to increase it on a global basis to try and have better control over your own trading. But if you need to shore up a specific area that keeps being stolen out of your market, you can, because you're gonna, as like Genoa, you're gonna be trying to exert lots of pressure to try and yoink other people to be in your trade as you get colonies all around the Mediterranean and Black Sea. But other people are gonna have to try and use market protection to try and stop you from stealing their locations. And yes, you can toggle only dev responses. Yes, I will be doing that later. Trade capacity. That is, yeah, yeah. If we have any bonus as to how much capacity each merchant has in all our markets, this represents how much a country can export or import from a market. Okay, so there actually is a limit to how much you can import. Hmm. And export. Each trade created from this market uses merchant capacity depending on the distance to the other market and the volume of goods that trade is doing. Hmm. Well, that is very tricky. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of situations where you simply will not be able to, for one reason or another, get access to a resource, and you have to account for that. Because there will be situations where you want to build something, or like your pops really are upset because they don't have silver, and you don't have any way to produce more silver yourself, and you need to decide if it's worth it to make the sacrifice on your trading capacity and the actual cost of importing it. Because maybe you have to make the choice. Do I want to bring in more silver from really far away? There's like a silver mine. There's the Habsburgs. Yeah, Tyrol has a silver mine, so maybe you want to import silver from there if you're playing as England, because you don't have enough access yourself. I think England has silver though. I don't know, but that's the example is the important thing, and you'd have to make the sacrifice of, do I import silver from them, or do I uh, import something else I need because I don't have enough wood? Maybe you import wood from the Irish because you need to make a fleet or something. Easy Chopper just colonized. Yes, just steal all the silver and gold from the Inca. Oh my god, I never considered this. Whoa. Though what we don't know enough about NIM is how we don't know how that works in regards to, you've set up a colony. Um because there's going to be all like markets over there. There will be markets over in the new world that you create. So the goods have to get from your new world colonies back to you somehow. And theoretically there's going to be a way to do that much cheaper than otherwise, and you'll still get all the profits from it because it's not any other countries that are doing these trades. But you're curious how goods actually get transported from the colonies to here. Yeah, exactly. Because there's probably going to be a lot of unique there's probably a lot of unique mechanics, yes, as long as they don't get stolen or raided. Very true as well. There's probably a lot of unique mechanics related to the laws that a colonizer country has, as well as the laws that the actual colonial nations themselves have, and their government mechanics, any other such things. Maybe the type of subject they are as well. That any number of these things could influence modifiers. Or other such things that would make it easier for the overlord to trade for stuff from the colonies. You assume these new modifiers would make pirate nations much more interesting to play. The earlier, before you popped in, we saw a unique technology that the Novgorod and other Rus cultured countries are able to research during the Renaissance, which gives them access to privateers and better privateering efficiency. Though I don't think we've seen, we haven't gotten into anything specific in relation to how privateers steal stuff. We know that it's something they do. We also know that they can steal people. You can yoink slaves doing with pirates, but we don't know enough about the actual specific numbers. A lot of that's gonna have to wait until people get their hands on the game, which never, Joff. They will never give Joffman early access. Never. Oh. Though I'm sure that that's a long ways off yet for anyone to get early access to it. The important thing to note, Nem, is that a lot of EU5, and anyone else who's listening, yes, but as Nem's mentioning that it sounds interesting. The thing to note with EU5 is that it is a game that EU4 is a game that I describe as being extremely complicated at surface level, where there is tons of numbers and modifiers that all mean absolutely fucking nothing. They don't do anything. You only need to worry about a tiny amount of things in the game, and the entire rest of them are just make the number go up. Make the number go up, and you're just better. Conquer stuff and make numbers become better, and you win. This game is a game that has a lot of depth, but you don't need to learn it all. So you can choose to play it like EU4, where you just like dip your toes in the puddle. But in EU4, it's only the puddle. There is nothing beneath. You dip your fingers and toes into the puddle, and you won't find any more goodies underneath. But in this game, you can learn so much about how to micro every inch of your country to become the most efficient production machine economy, military, all that stuff to become the most efficient thing possible. But if you want to, otherwise, you can just be like, well, with my army, I've researched a new tech. It gives me better troops. Recruit the better troops. I'm doing better now. I'm missing this resource. Buy it. There, I was missing this resource. I now have it. That's all I needed to know. Uh, you want to colonize? Click on this region. I'm now colonizing it. So that's a very long-winded explanation of the game has a ton of stuff to learn, but you don't need to learn it all to play the game well. Okay, at least. Anyway, moving along. Trade range. How far you can reach. How distant the markets we can trade with will be. This is calculated from any market we have merchants in. And here is a search bar and a filters list. This is something we have in pretty much every screen with a list of objects in Project Caesar. The search bar allows you to type what you're looking for, and it will check on names or any other relevant information that's connected to the elements in the list. And the filter allows you to toggle any data. So, has pops, has no pops? Is in range, is not in range. These are all the filters we have for market lists. So if you really want to focus in on specific types of markets, you want to hone in on, you can sit down and be like, I want to see a list of all of the markets that I have any presence in, all the markets I have no presence in. The has pops is interesting. So this is like, whether you have pops in a region, because one thing that I've been very curious about is the fact that theoretically they've made it sound like if you build one of those like trading outpost buildings, those pops are considered your pops, even though they're in someone else's country. So theoretically, that's what this would do. Is like if you click has pops, it will be like, all right, if you've got a trading outpost in someone, like if you're Portugal and you're setting up trade outposts along the coast of Africa or something, those might still be considered your pops, but we just don't know enough. You're falling asleep when R1 stream. When R1 stream. When did I schedule that? That's in.
This video is
No, not that. When did I schedule that? That's 13 minutes from now. Yeah. What do you mean when R1 stream? It's scheduled. You freaking Finnish man. If you're falling asleep, go. I don't know. What do Finns do? I don't know what Finns do. I can't shout at you to do something specific because I don't know what Finnish people actually do. Do you drink? Do you drink lots of alcohol or something? We go to saunas. Oh, you go to, that makes sense. Yeah, is like the Finns go to saunas. The Hungarians go to springs. I know they got lots of hot springs. Eat alcohol. No, you said it already. You eat alcohol. You take a bottle, because you take a bottle of whatever alcoholic drink you've got, you stick it out in the snow, and then you pull it out of the snow once it's all frozen. You smash the bottle, and then you just eat the frozen alcohol. Yeah. EU5 trade now, please. It seems so good. No more stealing. Others trading in my lands is good. I don't know. Probably. It's probably good. Unless, I'm sure though, Rasak, that's nice to see you around, Rasak. I'm sure that there is a way that Genoa makes it a bad thing that they're present, you know? I'm sure that it's not all sunshine and rainbows at someone buying your stuff. There's probably ways that they will buy your stuff at a rate that you don't want them to be. And that but we don't have enough information about how specifically all these modifiers interact with each other, because we know what all the modifiers do now, but we don't know enough about what each of them specifically does when interacting with each other. Local needs are done first. It's mostly good. Is that yeah, that's right, Rasak. They have specified that you don't that there's no way that yeah, people wanting to buy stuff from you can't prevent local needs being met, which is probably a good thing. I just hmm. Speaking of Genoa, I do like Genoa. Riga market. Let's focus. Focus on the market entry of Riga. This is the UI widget where we refer to the market as the market card. We'll see in several screens as it gives you the information about the market while allowing you to quickly do actions. So, which? So you see the 5 icons. Yeah. It tells you that this is the Riga market and who owns the capital of the market. Ooh. Okay, here I was telling Nemcraft like, oh yeah, there's so much like you can really reach into the depths of the game and learn all of the core mechanics and become really good at it, or you can just like a dip your finger in a little bit. And this is without me even knowing that there's an entire just automate market button. You can just completely ignore trade. You can just decide I don't care. I just want it to work. Like work okay for me. Okay, game? Just manage the trades for me and make sure that my country is functioning fine. And you just press the button and then the game will just do it. You can ignore it if you don't want to. That sounds so awesome. That is wonderful because the game is going to be so deep where during peacetime you can micromanage the hell out of your trade systems and buildings and all that. But more and more they keep showing us ways that you can just quality of life. Like, I don't really want to worry about that right now. Or maybe you're in the middle of a big war and you're like, no, please just handle this for me. You don't think you've seen too much of diplomacy, but you think we can do pacts that negotiate trade rights in exchange for defense? I wouldn't be surprised if something like that existed, but I just don't know. Don't know. We must see Genoa's content. Give Genoa content. But okay, what do these all do? So the trading capacity, 0 out of 2 trading capacity. Feel how much we have in the market. We've got 2 trading capacity in the market. And if you click on it, it shows the building browsers overview tab with this market filtered. And with all buildings you have and could build that could increase your trade capacity in the market. Oh, that's awesome. Why is the UI so good? Why is it so good? You just click on it and it's like, dude, I just made this video complaining about EU4 and now I'm going to immediately have to make a video talking about why EU5's trade is so good. Second shows the position in the market. Position, so leadership? What? When it comes to trade advantage. And clicking on it will open up your trades with a filter in the market so you can quickly change your trades. That's handy as well. And yes, that's right. Yeah, whoever has the most trade advantage gets the goods first. But local needs are met first, I think. Yeah. One thing, Rasak, since you were mentioning that local good needs are done first, I'm curious whether the local do we know for sure whether local needs means the market's local needs or whether it means the location's needs first? EU5 has the advantage of all the old Paradox UI mistakes. Wisdom of age and all that. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Johan is the perfect exemplary example of exemplary example. Yes, perfect example of how yes, learning with experience. You make mistakes and do better. He looks back and scoffs on his decisions with EU4 so often these days. It's very funny. The market and market locations are prioritized with the market access, as I understand it. That makes sense. I actually, yeah, that could be fun then, if the idea is, because yeah, market access is a thing. So, maybe it's not as prioritized if certain regions have less access to the market, but we'll have to see. A lot of this is just as we understand it, assumptions kind of thing. Yeah. And the types of goods you have in the market. You can sort. Wait, have some sort of lack for when it comes to your constructions or requirements in your buildings in this market. The banner only shows if there are any goods lacking. Yellow if the buildings are inefficient due to lacking some of the goods, and red if there's a blocker. So red if it just literally does not work, and yellow if it's working but inefficiently because you don't have enough. And if you click on it, you get to the goods screen with all the information needs. Yes, wonderful. The fourth button is similar to the third, but it is about the needs of your pops in the market. Yes, okay, so the fact that there's a red banner over this means that there are pops. Theoretically, this means that there are pops in this region that are really unhappy, I guess, or inefficient, or whatever that means. Maybe I'll specify. These are the pops. The banner goes red at the pop if you have pops in the market that are actively part of a rebel faction. Oh, okay, so it's about whether they're rebelling or not. And if you click on it, you'll get to the goods screen with the needs. Yeah, because the idea is that you can try to stop people. One of the things that will impact people going into rebellions or just being satisfied is whether or not they have the goods they need. And a lot of the time, those goods include silver, gold, and wine. Cloth is pretty simple, I'm sure, but some pretty expensive stuff. The fifth button shows the food balance in the market. Okay, that's good as well. And if you go to the food screen with any locations of the market, you can filter by the provinces that are likely to starve or are already starving. And let's end by taking a quick look at what the goods panel shows when clicking on the fourth button. As you see, yes, it brings you to this drop down and it shows you the goods that are missing. You're missing quite a bit of wine. The market widget is at the top, as mentioned above, where it acts as a filter for the information displayed below the buttons. To the right, allowing you to quickly toggle to the next market we have presence in. Oh, there's an up and down. Yeah, you just cycle through markets. Yeah. Or remove the market. So you click the X and it stops you looking at a specific market and shows the data for your whole country in regards to goods. That's wonderful. Normal search bar. Yeah, you search. And lots of possible filters. Pop needs filter. So it's showing, yeah, pop needs is being filtered for right now, so it's showing just the stuff that is lacking. The 4 entries listed. First is the icon of the goods. Yep, you see the icon of what the good is. Second is a small vertical progress bar, which shows how much goods are in the stockpiles, and it shows how much you're lacking. You're lacking 5.5 units of wine. Yes, obviously more than empty. Yes, lacking completely. Third is the monthly balance in the market, which is very red. Oh no, okay. No, this is the balance because you're losing money due to not having access. So we need to do something about it. Yeah. This is the progress bar towards how much you've stockpiled of all of these things. That's the second thing, and you have not stockpiled any because you are lacking. Yes. And fourth is the price in the market, which will be quite high for these because there is none of it. With wine being more expensive than the default price, indicating that imports can be profitable here. Well, I guess. Oh, so it's profitable for you to import stuff because people need it. Yeah, so there's demand to import it. We have 2 buttons for importing and exporting. The export button. So this is import and export buttons. Important. The export button is grayed out because there's no surplus to export. And we have some capacity, so we could attempt to import about 2 goods of one type. Oh, that's right. So the market capacity. Oh, that's right. Because we've seen like goods weight. We've seen like how much goods weigh. We've seen like iron, for example, is like 3 weight. So you couldn't even import a single unit of iron. Is that I think is what this means. Could about import 2 goods of one type. Maybe that's, or maybe it doesn't affect that. Maybe this is just the trade capacity is just for individual units of a good, and the weight impacts like the how expensive it is for the maintenance of trading it. After that is the expand RGO button. So that's what this building is. Okay, but what's the final one? Because this is just build more of the thing that makes it. Cloth cannot be expanded as it's not a raw material, but the others are also grayed out because there's no wine producing, no wine, no gold or silver mines producing places in Sweden. There is a silver mine that will show up later on. Yeah, there's a dynamic historical event that will show up eventually that'll give you access to a silver mine in Sweden. Weight impacts the capacity used. So the weight does impact the capacity used. So it's just, okay, some guffaw with the way that they're typing out what the capacity means. Well, actually, I guess like most of these goods are all weight 1, I think. All of these are things that weigh 1 unit. So that is true. But in the case of certain things like elephants, which are like, I think elephants are the most expensive. Elephants and stone, I think, are like the most expensive weight-wise things. Which is like, I mean, you can find stone basically anywhere. So theoretically, you shouldn't want to be trading for stone. You should want to just build access to stone through quarries in whatever, just your whole country. So there's local access to it. So you're not fucking shipping stone across the world. But here, yeah, theoretically, then you could not trade a single unit of elephants here. You don't have enough infrastructure to accomplish such a thing. But you could import 2 units of, you could import a unit of gold, a unit of silver. But wine's the more pressing issue at the moment. The final button is the build a building that produces the goods button. And if you click on it, it would open the buildings overview tab with this market filtered. Now the question you will ask is wine? Question mark? Yes. There's a production method for breweries that can turn fruit into wine. So wine is both something that you can get through RGOs, through grapes, but you can also, I guess, yeah. There's RGO that lets you make wine, but you can also make it through buildings. That's a very interesting feature. Yes. And I know that my fellow people in this stream are not having a lot of things to yap about, so I'll try to wrap this up. But there are some dev comments I'm gonna be looking for
They mentioned the one on the second page.
clarification, because they did say something on the second page. It's Matt. There's Matt for making a comment. Second page. If you don't have any trade advantage in Lubeck, you can only export goods from other markets. If you want to control the trade, you need to invest in infrastructure. Yep, makes sense. In game, your friend must be able to ship coal from Riga to London, paying them money. You buy the coal in Riga for money and sell it for. That's losing money. Yeah. So you get worse prices. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. The red text here is almost invisible. Yeah. I mean that's not colorblind. That's not a colorblind issue. That's a just the normal default red shade is not helping because you can't see it. Oh my gosh. Well, this is true. I am at this point in time late for the Realm stream, so I better wrap this up. Your
Thirsting
mistake.
for realm.
Your mistake, Azrael. Was there not the clarification? I forget what the clarification I was even looking for. First page comment. Yeah. 59. I don't even remember what the thing that we're looking for is now. Is there a third coin color? Trade capacity, same as the countries. Question, trade capacity, does it count for imports, exports, or both? You can use your capacity market to export from it and or import to it. Yeah, the capacity is for any ingoing and outgoing trades. The burger trades are done after all national trades. Oh, that's right. I forgot that burgers do trading. All burgers in the market adds to their burger capacity to the market. Burger trades are done after national trades are done, and all burgers in the market add to the. So it is a local thing for burgers. Okay. Hmm. Burger capacity. Yes. Oh, there's the example thing. Can you give an example of what would modify the price negatively that isn't production cost or maintenance cost? So yeah, yeah. This is the example of, yeah. You've bought stuff in London and it's more expensive if you're sending it over a long distance. Oh no, this is getting the profit. Where's the thing? God damn it! I've been doing this too long. I'm getting worn out of looking at all these numbers. I think I'll have to end it here. Too much number crunching and understanding of trade mechanics for now. I'll have to delve into this more and look at these dev comments. Yeah, funny trade numbers. I'll have to delve into them and look into more specifics before I make my promised EU5 has good trade because it does it better than EU4. I'll have to look into it again and make sure I read up on other such uh, Tinto talks before it. But for now, I need to end this because I am currently 7 minutes late for the Realms in Exile stream. Some big YouTubers told me the game sucks. Some big YouTuber friends said the game sucks. Do you mean do you mean me? Do you mean me? Because I said that EU4's trade sucks, or what do you mean? I don't know. Oh, but yeah, micro hell for perfectionist is going to be great. I do love that you're going to be able to micro the hell. Oh, you have a
If
YouTuber friend. Oh, I suspect I
if
know who it
it's
is, but
if it's who we think it is, don't forget that I think you were the one that told us that apparently they have to create mods that basically win the game for them. So don't worry about their opinion.
I'm the only YouTuber friend you need
I think you
now,
mentioned
Franco.
I think you mentioned something about an OP Brandenburg. I won't go into any more
No, no,
detail.
no, that's ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure because you yourself, Franco, are someone that I have a lot of trouble debating over whether or not EU5's mechanics are good or bad. So and you got a lot of that from this big old YouTuber friend of yours. So I don't think there's someone that's going to be easy to debate, but I would be happy to sit down with you sometime and just talk about mechanics because this is all something I'm very curious about, and I would love to discuss stuff with you. Uh, because it sounds like you're coming more around to EU5's systems. You need to read or just watch all the Tinto talks. Well, that's a lot of stuff, man. But if you want to do that, I'm not going to stop you. But for now, I'm gonna have to end this one. I'll catch up with you later on this subject because I am curious. But for now, I'm gonna be ending this one and starting to stream Harwan because we have a Gondor to destroy, do we not? So you don't have to take 300 years to conquer two provinces. We've talked about this, and I'll explain it to you again until you remember. All right. Catch you later. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.